Hi again then guys, and so we've got another drag spec Gran Turismo tune for you today, and this time it's for the very popular Ferrari Enzo. Now this tune is not quite as quick off the line as the FXX for obvious reasons. It's got a lot less power and it weighs around the same, so it has no advantage there either. But it does make up for it in terms of power, which although is technically a disadvantage, can actually work to your advantage if you're in a restricted power lobby, and also more importantly it makes up for it with top end performance. Now I've gone for racing soft tyres, but obviously everyone has their own preference there. As far as suspension, we've got the rear as low as possible and the front as high as possible. Springs have increased on the front to 1050, reduced on the rear to 950. For the dampers, we've got 4 all-round, except for the rear compressor, which we've got on 1. Or the rear compression, I should say, not compressor. Anti-roll, we've got as high as possible. Camber and toe neutral. We'll come back to the gearbox in a second. For the diff, we've got the lowest initial torque, highest acceleration, and lowest braking. All the power upgrades, obviously, and I will be using NOS on this run. We can't adjust the downforce, but there's not that much anyway. You want the full weight loss package, obviously, and as far as the gearbox, we've got an auto setting of 249. Then for the individual gears, we've got 3.7, 2275, 1.6, 1225, 975 and 800, with a final drive of 3.1. So, in order to show exactly what this car is capable of, because everyone knows that the Enzo is quick, of course, there's no question there, but to show just how quick this car actually is as a drag car, we're putting it up against an Alfa Romeo TZ3. Now the Ferrari has literally no advantage in terms of regular drag racing over the Alfa Romeo. I believe it is lighter, but that means very little in drag racing, especially over longer distances. Now, it has less power, and it also is rear-wheel drive, so it doesn't have any advantage in terms of launch. It is mid-engine, which is kind of better for weight balance, but that's about it. So let's see how they compare. Now I have to say the Enzo, along with the FXX, are absolutely incredible off the line for rear-wheel drive cars. The acceleration and the launch that they have are among the best in the game. There are some others which are very good as well, like the McLaren MP4, but in general, not much on a rear-wheel drive chassis can keep up with the Enzo, and especially the FXX, off the line. As I said though, this car is superior to the FXX for top-end performance. The FXX really bogs down once you get up around 280, whereas this car easily does over 300 with NOS. And as you can see, we are well over the 4,000 metre mark, and we are still ahead of the TZ3. That's 5,000 metres, and we were still 0.05 seconds ahead of a TZ3. That's well over a 300 mph car without NOS. This car isn't. So it just shows how incredibly quick the acceleration is on this Enzo. Now, to be clear, I wasn't holding back in the Alfa Romeo. That's a fully tuned car. They're both running racing softs, both running auto boxes, and both running NOS. So this car had no advantage. So it gives you some idea of just how quick this thing is as a drag car. I'd recommend using it for anything up to, say, 5,000 or 6,000 metres. Anything beyond that, and there are a few cars which can beat it, the Viper, the Huayra, etc. But for shorter distances, and as I said, anything up to around 5 or 6, maybe even 7,000 metres, it's a superb car. So, if you decide to use this drag tune for the Enzo, obviously I hope you find it fun and of course competitive, and that it certainly is. And if you're new to the channel and would like to keep up with new drag tunes like this and other tunes in general, be sure to subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching.